So, on to exercise 3. And what he wants you to do here is to work out the sales, the stationary discount rate, and the sales. Okay. So what you do is just you could have done this in the previous exercise, because he did say copy it all over, but I just didn't. But you can do it either way; it doesn't matter. So you right click there, move, create a copy. Yeah. Again, right click here, move or copy, go to the workbook that you're working off, move to end, create copy. Yep, perfect. Go back. Now go to the worksheet you're working from, and you'll have them here. So what he wants you to do is he wants you to first create columns here. So do that. Just click on Newbury to create a column after Reading. Click on highlight the whole column before on Newbury. Highlight the whole thing, right click, insert, yeah, save again, yeah. And this will be called discounts. Yeah, then he wants you to create headings here, merge center, yep, remember, merge center, merge center, merge center. And then there's a total discount, total sales column here, and there's a total discounts column. And then just a total column here. And then we're going to create a sum, yeah, because you have to sum all of these. So highlight that as we discussed in the previous videos, just copy it across. Yeah. Here you can create, you can do this in one of two ways. You can either create the sum, press copy, and then just keep doing the comma, yeah, and then close brackets, or you can do it like this for discounts. Just put the plus in each time. I prefer the sum in these instances. I do it either way. I don't stick to one rigid way of doing it, but the sum, I guess, is a bit easier because you don't have to keep pressing shift like you would with the plus. Okay. Seems like there's a small mistake there. That looks right now. Discounts. So now you need to work. Then I know that he wants all headings to be bold and in italics. Oh no, these need to be in italics. I don't think the other ones do. Okay. And then equals that. Yeah, now you want to work out the discount. So you just take this as equal that times stationary discount rate. And now the best way to do this is to press F4, and that will add dollar signs to here. Yeah, and what that dollar sign does is it just holds that column, because if I wasn't to put it on there, just take that and then times that, and I'd want it all to be pen red going across. That times pen red going across. What would happen is it actually wouldn't be, right? Okay, so let's change the formatting of this. And then what will happen is, see, if I was to do that, but then put that up there, there's no value of it anymore, because what's happened, as you can see, because that was copied around, this one's here relates to D4 now, and then D5. But whereas, because I put the dollar signs, it holds it exactly on that row. It holds it exactly on that cell that I told it to, because what the dollar sign says, when you put it before the number 4, which is the columns, it says hold that column. If you don't put it, hold that row, which is before the, if you put the dollar sign before the 4, it means hold that row. If you put the dollar sign before the B, or the alphanumeric letter, the dollar sign goes before, holds the column. So it will move, if you don't put it then before the 4, it will move columns, but not, won't move columns, but it will move rows. But if you put it before the 4 and not before the B, it will move rows and not columns. But because I put it in front of both, it holds exactly on that cell no matter what I do with it. So it's really easy then just to copy it all across. Yeah. So equals that times pen blue, F4, yeah. Okay, I've already done that, haven't I? So I've done the F4. Pen blue equals that times pen black. Press F4. Pen green. Okay, and then I know, and then what he wants you to do is he wants you to work out what an additional discount is, and he wants you to use an if formula to do that. And the basically he wants you to say if that minus if the current spend by the customers minus the discount given is still greater than 900, then give them a discount of an additional 4% discount. And he wants you to use an if formula. If formula seems complicated, but it literally is just a typical logical operator that's used in computer coding, and it's saying basically if something happens, it's a way of putting different events or different conditions into code and logic to make it, do a certain thing based on a certain scenario. So that's what the logical test is. It's saying if, okay, what is if, and then if is true, which is value if true in the syntax here, then produce this, whatever's in this bracket here, and then if not, then produce this. So it has to have an outcome. It has to have an outcome. It will either be true or false. And just to give you an example, I put 1 in here, and I want to put 2 in there, and say if I want, if 1, which is that, 1 is greater than 2, then produce. You have to always put text in speech marks whenever you're writing in computer code, because it tells it's a string, so it tells it what to produce. The computer has certain conditions that have to be met for you to produce certain outcomes, and one of them is letting it know it's a string. So if 1 is greater than 2, which is what that's saying there, then return me 1 is greater than 2. And if it's not actually, then 1 is not greater than 2. And as we know, 1 is not greater than 2, so we should get the false, right? But then if I was to change those around like that, see, that is, we know that 2 is greater than that. Obviously the text is what I put in there, but that's normal because it's hard coded in there. But and change that around, see? Okay, and I could even do this. You can even put it in there like that. You don't need to. Okay. And see? Okay. So that's what I have. Now, in his logic is, he's saying if this is minus this, you do that. This would be the slow way of doing it, right? Times 0, and that would be your discount. Yeah? However, we can put this into one formula. You need to pay attention to BODMAS here, so you need to put brackets in. That minus that is greater than 900. Then, see, that's what's saying if that minus that is greater than 900, then do that minus that. So that's true. So if it is greater than 900, give me a 4% discount on that value, or give me nothing because there's no discount. Okay, see, it's produced exactly the same outcome, and that's what we wanted. Just copy and paste it down. Remember, you didn't put the brackets in there, so you can easily do that. And now he's going to want you to change everything to currencies. So let's just do that quickly. Again, you know how to do it with the format, with the right click, format cells, but you can all equally go up there and just put in currency. And then that has to be in green. Okay. All the totals need to be in bold. Okay. Is there anything we're missing? Okay, stationary discounts. I know that he will want you to have. actually, let's just put it in capitals like he has done. Stationary discounts. Okay, put it in bold. And now if we look at his, is there anything that he's done that we haven't? No, not that I can see. I think that ours is exactly the same. Okay, we need to put in the total column, we need to make that bold. But I think that's pretty, and we need to call this, oh yeah, we need to name these discounts. They need to have names. And then just spread that out. Make sure everything's got enough total sales, so you don't need to put a column there. Okay, and then that's that done. Okay, it needs to be big enough as well. Oh. Voila.